I don't know whether the game Assassin's Creed should have him as the main character or it should have somebody else as main character. Quite frankly, I don't care.
But you have nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it.
You receive no royalties
don't
or
attack
anything.
Yasuke. No, it's nothing to do.
If you're trying to lose weight, this might be something that would interest you. Like me, you try to fit in working out, lifting weights, cardio as much as humanly possible, but real life gets in the way. You're counting your calories, you're looking at macros, you're meal prepping, but gains are slow. What might surprise you is your metabolic flexibility may be the issue at hand. Lumen helps me to understand how the food I eat fits into a bigger picture of how easily my body shifts from burning carbs to fat. First, Lumen gives you your daily macro recommendations based on what's going on with your metabolism that day, so you can fuel your body with what's best for you. Then right before a workout, just breathe into the Lumen and it'll tell you if you're burning carbs or fat. And then it'll be like, hey, you might want to get a few more carbs in before this workout. In the long run, these small changes really add up and make all the difference when trying to lose excess fat and gain muscle to improve your metabolic health. So if you want to take the next step to a fitter, healthier version of you, go to lumen.me/Gundo or just click the link in the description to get 15% off your Lumen today. Or use a QR code, whatever floats your boat. From the minute Assassin's Creed Shadows trailer dropped, it was a bad idea. Delivered to fans on a totally tone-deaf level that only Darkside Phil could comprehend and justify.
You were dishonest with us, and we smelt that.
It's still an answer. It doesn't matter if it's honesty or not. It's still an answer.
Many people wanted a story based on Japanese leads, set in, of all places, Japan. Go figure. But that didn't have enough representation. Only in a Western society can we look at a game set in feudal Japan and say, how do we make it more diverse? On September 9th, shares of Ubisoft took a tumble.
Ubisoft shares plunge again after investors urged company to go private.
By September 24th, the rights had hit the fan.
Ubisoft announces cancellation of official Tokyo Game Show 2024 exhibit program. The gift campaign that was held to commemorate the exhibit will continue. The company was scheduled to announce information about the new titles, but it was canceled just before the event due to various circumstances.
It'd be funny if it weren't so pathetic.
As far as the Ubisoft backing out of Tokyo Game Show, it can only be speculated as to why such a surprising decision was made. Part of it could be due to Assassin's Creed controversy. The game has been criticized by some gamers of Japan for historical inaccuracies.
Yes, only some gamers were bothered by it. The Japanese seem happy about Assassin's Creed going down in flames. That's so odd, because a former Sweet Baby employee told me that only online chuds in America pretended to be Japanese on Twitter didn't like it. Weird.
A couple of months ago, the New York Times actually got in touch with me to ask me about Assassin's Creed, in which I was like, yeah, reception's honestly like kind of positive. And a lot of the comments you'd see under videos were like straight up like Google Translate comments.
Computer says no.
Ubisoft saw how well Dustborn did recently in Japan and pulled the ripcord. The booth was so dead that Dev had to play the game all by himself, praying to God that someone would become curious or interested.
Star Wars Outlaws sales were softer than expected, so Ubisoft is slamming the release it on Steam button early. Ubisoft's open-world Star Wars game will continue on Steam in November.
Nobody cares. If we look a little bit into the article,
the Star Wars Outlaw release in August is a pretty good game by many accounts, including our Star Wars Outlaw review. Another PC gamer writer went into Outlaws expecting to be disappointed both by Disney-era Star Wars and by today's open-world Ubisoft formula, but was pleasantly surprised. Outlaws is a very good time and a very good Star Wars game.
I'm dead inside.
It's a pretty good game when it isn't a horrible, poorly programmed, rushed for the fall gaming season laughable mess, and Ubisoft would have gotten away with it too, if it wasn't for those meddling gamers. Frankly, it's hard to trust anything gaming journalists say anymore, especially when they push games like Concord to no end, and then become distraught, oddly enough, when the game fails. Assassin's Creed official Twitter on that very day announced the delay of Assassin's Creed Shadows till February. The long and the short of it is a bunch of crap you don't care about.
This is an ambitious addition to the franchise, a rich experience that can be lived through the eyes of two unique protagonists, but we realize we need more time to polish and refine the experience, pushing further some of our key features. As such, we've made the decision to postpone the release date till February 14th, 2025. The game will release on a broad range of platforms, including Steam launch. Additionally, pre-orders will be refunded, and all future pre-orders will be granted the first expansion for free,
which is most likely just cut content from the main game. These game companies have been doing this for years.
We understand this decision will come as disappointing news
to nobody except for the most fervent Ubisoft fans. Other articles stated this.
Assassin's Creed Shadows staff reportedly pushed for Ubisoft to delay the game for months. The decision was finally made following the Star Wars Outlaws disappointment.
Oh my.
The game that clearly lacked polish when the gameplay trailers launched and looked buggy as hell was only delayed when Ubisoft saw when gamers were not going to buy half-baked games anymore. The jig was up, and it required a bit more work.
How do you pass the trailer like this? She missed.
また刀出てるよ。
Oh my god, the sword is poking out! She's crawling. Okay, she got no snow on her. Completely covered in snow.
浮いてる
That's for the rats.
To do so, we created a mechanic called the postura.
市内じゃん。普通の市内じゃん、これ。市内こんな時代ないよ。作ったよ。
Good job, Ubi.
Jesuke is very, very strong. He can barge through
ちょっと待ってね。
What?
鍵ついてるよ。
He can barge through.
ほら、なんで普通に開ければいいじゃん。だってそこの板を外したら開くよ。
He's intelligent, though.
He's also super smart.
He's incredibly intelligent, okay?
これ、なんか、ブレットに見えた。
Wait, they are bullets.
You cannot quite reach and having to...
It's floating! Look at that! Look at that! It's just there!
何これ、どこに向かって撃つんだ外
How did he get up there?
ここだろ、パルクールだよ。
Shit. Ironically, the Ubisoft CEO also had this to say on the same day, I think. Good lord. It's either the same day or 24 hours later. It's within that time span.
In light of recent challenges, we acknowledge the need for greater efficiency while delighting players. As a result, beyond the first important short-term action undertaking. Finally, let me address some polarizing comments around Ubisoft lately. I want to reaffirm that we are an entertainment-first company creating games for the broadest possible audience, and our goal is not to push any specific agenda. We remain committed to creating games for fans and players that everyone can enjoy.
No agenda, huh? How do you explain this?
He's kinda gay.
It's not gay, come on.
He's kinda gay. He's kinda gay to me.
The diversity of our LGBTQ characters through the eyes of their writers.
Nothing says diversity like telling me it's diversity. Because the writing is so piss poor, the characters have to be defined by their sexuality. God help us all. No one in this day and age knows what the hell a creative writing class is anymore. The character's diverse. How? They're gay and genderqueer. Oh, good. This is really gonna hit home with modern gamers in the Midwest.
Assassin's Creed Shadow. Ubisoft hires LGBTQ activists to consult who wants to challenge moral standards around transgender national Earth.
I don't even know what the hell to make of that article, and we're not going any deeper.
How does it feel to have lived long enough to see all of your favorite franchises go down in flames?
I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine.
Oh me, oh my. How about this one, Cotton?
Focus on queer representation in gaming. Ubisoft teams are no strangers to designing queer characters, for example, to create Osha, the first transgendered operator in Rainbow Six Siege.
Ban everybody who just laughed, please.
The team worked with several trans consultants to ensure that the character's appearance and narrative would resonate with the community.
Oh boy. Why not hire people without making a spectacle of it? Which makes it seem less about merit and more about ticking boxes. And why not make queer characters without beating us over the head with it? I don't know, it's just an idea from your local bigot. But why should we have to know if someone's queer or not? Why don't they just be a compelling character and you find out later in casual conversation like, whoa, They were gay the whole time. Rumors started to spread that Ubisoft was removing Yasuke from the game.
There's a current rumor going around that Yasuke is supposed to be removed from the game. Personally, I think it would be a shame, as it would affect the story and the combination of local and foreigners would be lost.
This is ridiculous. The company that won't even put in enough effort to release a polished game is going to put in the effort to remove and replace a character? This rumor was quickly debunked because it was stupid.
Rumor Yasuke's removal from Assassin's Creed Shadows debunked by Tom Henderson.
Who's he? I guess he's some insider. Who cares? On October 4th, Ubisoft fell down the stairs and their shoes fell off because Tencent and Guillemot family are said to consider buying out of Ubisoft. One of the possibilities being discussed would involve teaming up to take the company private, according to people. That's right, Ubisoft is doing so shitty that a hostile takeover is on the table. Reactions were mixed, between people thinking Ubisoft being bought out would be a good thing, while other people thought it was the worst case scenario, and ultimately, Ubisoft put itself here with a litany of bad decisions on the level of modern Disney, but without the billions of dollars to prop themselves up and weather the storm of failure. Ironically, this news helped Ubisoft stock prices go up 30% from buyers hoping to get bought out for a nice chunk of change in the hostile takeover if it ever happens. Probably won't, you wasted your money. With some people on the internet, specifically Twitter, celebrating Ubisoft possibly being bought out and reducing its staff to a skeleton crew because that's what Tencent does, the Ubisoft director blames gamers and says that they've been exposed as non-decent humans.
I rarely post on social media, but today I'm sad, ashamed, and sad.
What?
The gaming industry is rough at the moment, we all know it, but seeing how gamers react to social media wishing ill fate to companies and people alike is sad.
Uncle Roger sad now.
And not only towards Ubisoft. Even though it's always the vocal minority that expresses themselves on social media, I was hurt and ashamed to be part of this community. What is even more revolting is coming onto LinkedIn and seeing the same comments from people within the industry on top of exposing yourself as clearly being non-decent human beings.
This is funny. He's gay!
You are affecting thousands of employees that are already impacted by all the hate despite doing their best to deliver an incredible experience.
Trailer looked like shit.
How could you wish a company to fail simply because they do not cater to you, or that the product does not please you, is beyond me. We are all in the same boat. Please, please, please stop spreading hate. We should all uplift each other instead of bringing each other down.
This is a business, dude. The whole game plan is to take out your opposition. This is what happens when you give everybody participation trophies. You create gay kids. Well, Stevie, let me break it down for you. Assassin's Creed Shadow wasn't made for the fans. It was made to suit the egos of developers who wanted to inject their luxury beliefs into Assassin's Creed game. Set in Japan, feudal Japan no less. It's not rocket science. Make something like the Ghost of Tsushima and you guys would have been rolling in dough. You give the people what they want, you stay in business and you grow. You tell the people that they are ignorant bigots, you go out of business, the game flops and the Chinese take over. That's life. Welcome to showbiz. Grum said it best at the end of his tweet.
Also, catering to gamers and pleasing them is literally your job.
Exactly. Vice President of Rainbow Six, Cameron Lee, has left Ubisoft. Oh no, some of the executives are jumping ship. As if that wasn't enough, Ubisoft was targeted by a class action lawsuit for allegedly sharing customers' data with Meta, meaning they sold it. The lawsuit was filed on October 3rd at the U.S. District Court. Who cares about all this? It's just never ending with Ubisoft. There's always something with this company. Well, you're basically caught up with your dose of digital garbage, children. That's it for me. Adios, pichachos. Invest wise.